Hi everyone, and welcome to the second day of GFIT virtual conference. And this is a platform to network, experience, and innovate together for the future of technology. Here at Good Firms, we bring the top IT players and pioneers under one roof to discuss technology and business. So today we are going to have Mr. Alex from Right Balance, a software consulting firm. Alex started coding in fifth grade of elementary school. He's a hands-on technical leader and entrepreneur with over a decade of industry experience. Alex is a technical visionary who takes teams, software, and products to next level at a scale. He teaches engineering at the General Assembly. Alex also organizes and talks at local tech meetups. So without further ado, let's have Mr. Alex for the webinar.
All right. So hi, everybody. So my name is Alex Temoikin, and we will talk about expanding your business into web, mobile, desktop, and IoT. So a couple things about myself. There was an introduction in the very beginning, but I'm Alex Temoikin. I'm a technologist since a very early age. Have been doing this for about 15 years professionally. So I'm the CEO of Right Balance. We are a software consultancy. We're a top 50 startups to watch in Los Angeles. So here we will talk about three main things. So on the agenda, we have three major things. We will define what modern internet technologies are. We will then dive into the why. So why internet technologies represent an opportunity today and why different platforms represent an opportunity today. And after that, we will dive into the how. So we will talk about your technical strategy that based on the tech that you have, and will help you to execute, to take advantage of different internet platforms. So what are internet platforms of today? There are many devices. There's many ways to be on the internet today. So broadly, we can define all these platforms we can put them in 4 different categories. So first is mobile. So any phones, tablets, watches, any of the handheld devices, they go into the mobile category. Then we have web. So web goes with websites, news feeds, forums, like any sort of any groups on the web that you can participate in. So they go into the category of web. Then desktop. There are also downloadable desktop apps. For instance, Slack has a web experience, and Slack also has a downloadable desktop application that you can install on your desktop and use it as a desktop app as opposed to a website. And then another category is IoT. So in IoT stands for Internet of Things. There are cameras, doorbells, home automation devices like Alexa, also called Amazon Echo, which is the official name for it, Google Home, and so on and so forth. And important to know that there are many more platforms coming, all the time. So it's a rapidly evolving field. There's more and more platforms where you can, that you can take advantage of for your business. So why internet? So internet represents the biggest opportunity of our time. So there's 4.57 billion people on the internet today. So it is more than 60% of Earth population that's currently on the internet. So with the internet, you can achieve massive scale for your business by utilizing all those different internet platforms. You will have the largest reach to serve your customers. And at the end of the day, when your systems, when your technology is built right, then your applications always work. So they work while you sleep. They don't require human intervention and require minimum amount of maintenance. So which is amazing to achieve this massive scale. So the good news that we've done this before many times. So I used to be a head of engineering for Awesomeness TV, which acquired by DreamWorks. We built one website, 2 mobile apps. So one of our Right Balance recent clients, Tuition.io, with the CEO, ex-PayPal, Visa, We built 3 websites, 1 mobile app. Another one of our clients, Tala, raised over 200 million in funding. So we worked on the Android app and new API services, and list goes on and on and on and on and on. So we've done it before many times. So here's, now we're diving into the how. So let's start with your technology strategy. So technology strategy is very important to nail down in your business. So what we usually do for most of our clients, we come in and we move them from point A into point B. So in point A, there are many different variations of the existing tech. In some companies, there's no technology at all. So they're like pure like brick and mortar business, or retail or things like that. And some companies sometimes have like some existing tech, like let's say a company might have a website, you might have a mobile app, or you may be purely using some third-party platform like Shopify, Stripe, or anything like that. And we move you from point A into point B. So point B is where you have secure and robust technology built with the latest and greatest technologies of today. You utilize multiple different platforms that make sense for your business, and that comes with proper security, data warehouse, and it scales automatically. So it's important to know that if you have a lot of traffic, then your system will be elastic, where you only pay when a lot of traffic comes in, and as it tails off, you don't pay as much, because it's it shrinks and grows in size on its own. So where do we usually start? Our most common destination is a monolithic website. So monolithic website is very common. So because a lot of the monolithic web technologies have been developed like about 10 years ago, the issue with those, it's very easy to start. The problem with those, it's very hard to scale. So a monolithic website, as you see, everything sits in the same box. So you have your database, your API services, your website that works on mobile and on desktop, everything sits in the same box. And the problem is that it's very hard to add things to it because there's no hookups, right? There's nothing to add to. There are many other problems with monolithic architecture. For example, it's all tightly coupled. So if you touch it on one end, it breaks on the other end. And in general, it's very cost inefficient to scale something that sits within one box. So what we do when we come over, first thing first, we work on your API backend. So this is the heart of everything. That's where your business logic is. That's where your business logic is exposed through endpoints and communicates to your database. So once we have this in place, at this point, adding a lot of what we call client applications, and those client applications may be related to a particular platform, is very easy, because what we do, we just literally plug them in into your working API. So as you see here, it then becomes very easy to plug in more internet platforms. For example, if you want to have a watch app developed, we plug it into the API that we just developed, and we use the same API to power your mobile app to your desktop app and your, let's say, some sort of an IoT device. So doing that becomes very natural. With this architecture, you can also replace things. For example, you can replace an IoT app with a different app, but the main thing, you don't need to redo things, right? So you have your API here, and it talks to the database, and the things get added on top of the existing API. So comes with proper security. So with this architecture, is actually very straightforward to put in proper security layer underneath your public API. So and actually there are multiple levels of security, which makes sure that everything that can get accessed from the internet doesn't have access to the anything behind the security layer, especially to your data and a database. Last but not least, there's another application that we can also add, which serves your analytics needs. So we also now can add any analytics solution, be that the data warehouse or data lake, one of the most popular ones today. So we add that in, and it's all separate, it's all secure. And in your business, you want to make data-driven decisions. Relying on gut feeling is good, but it can only go so far. Data is new oil today. So, having access to your data, really understanding how users use your app, help you to make really good business decisions based on the actual data. So just to quickly recap, this is what we went through. We went through what the modern internet technologies are. So we can segment them into 4 different categories as of today: mobile, desktop, IoT, and web. We went through why. So, internet is the biggest opportunity of today, with over, around 60% of the whole Earth population using the internet today. And then we went into the how. So in the how, that's, where we went over how to get from a no tech or low tech into a place where we have robust tech that scales automatically and built with the latest and greatest technologies. So I want to leave you with one thought, which is there are only things to lose for not starting today. So things evolve very rapidly, things change very rapidly. Every piece of technology, every device, every platform represents an opportunity, and an opportunity has a window. So you need to be looking at those things, because also your competitors look into those things, right? So with this huge reach and with a lot of different technologies available for you, there are only things to lose for not taking advantage of this opportunity. So that's pretty much it. So here's our contact information. Our website is rightbalance.io. So our phone number, email is contact@rightbalance.io. And with that, I want to thank you for your time, and we can get to questions. And we're good.
Hi, Alex. It was a very informative session, and I can see there is the one question, which is IoT is one business where blockchain has shown influence. So, what technology seems to be majorly affecting mobile, web, and desktop in similar fashion?
So on mobile, there is a lot of movement for JavaScript powered apps. So especially React Native, native script, any of those solutions become more and more mature. So like a couple of years ago, maybe 4 years ago, it was not as mature, but today it is mature. So you can really write a single code base, and out of this code base, you can produce your different mobile apps for different platforms. There is a way also to write your desktop app in JavaScript as well, using Electron. So I think that this is one of the most popular technologies out there today. And what was the first part of the question about the blockchain?
Yeah.
Sasha, what was the first part of the question?
IoT is one of the business where blockchain has shown influence. So what technology seems to be majorly affecting mobile, web, and desktop in similar fashion? So yeah.
Yeah. So I think we got which technology is kind of affecting web and mobile, and all that question is answered. So can I see those questions here also?
I think you can. So you have to go to your Q&A section, and there you have in the open tab.
Q&A, here we go. All right, IoT businesses where blockchain has shown influence. Okay, what technology seems to be majorly affecting mobile desktop similar fashion? I see. So I think we answered that one. So there's one technology, like a lot of the JavaScript powered applications like React Native, Electron. So this affected mobile, web, and desktop actually together, because it literally takes this whole thing by the storm. Right now, you can in JavaScript write an app that just literally you can use single code base for all three platforms. So another question is quantum technology going to affect internet technology? Well, I mean, quantum computers are going to change a lot of things, not only the internet technologies, but also pretty much a lot of things in our field, because even security itself relies on the capacity of current computers to be at a certain level. With quantum computing, that threshold will be all blown out of the water. So I would say, I mean, we are closely looking into quantum tech and quantum computers. They are still early for mass production, but when they are coming out, a lot of things will be changed, and I'm looking forward to see what that would be. So how would IoT transform the future of work? So the IoT itself, it's actually a very interesting question, because not only IoT changes the future of work, but also now we are in coronavirus where everybody's doing work from home. So I think that Internet of Things devices will eventually become less of a luxury and more accessible, cheaper. A lot of these things happen even today. You can like buy Alexa for $50 or things like that, and then do a lot of the hardware hacking by yourself. So for example, like I have it's my home office, I have Alexa here, and I have Philips Hue lights, that all this stuff I can just literally plug in myself and configure with apps. So it becomes more accessible. People will be using it for more of the remote work, and remote work, I think, especially with coronavirus going on, will become more robust. Infrastructure for it will be more robust too. Next question, Brendan Almas: how does web impact your business compared to mobile? So we do good amount of web and mobile. So we ourselves use a lot of web online. So in fact, actually, we're going to, there's more content in the works that we're going to put out about best engineering practices, best ways to build apps. So mobile so I think it's a combination. I think usually at the center of everything, there's your business, and your business has business logic going. It serves a particular purpose. And then the way I think about web, being on a web or being on mobile, it's a channel to deliver your value to your customers, right? So, and it depends on from client to client. We work with every client directly, and we figure out which channel and what we need to develop for each. It's not necessarily we come over and say, okay, here's the package we develop, mobile and web together. Like some businesses, they are purely on mobile. Like for example, one of our previous clients, they don't even have a website. They have a marketing website, they have a mobile app, and that's it, because that's how it works. And people who use it, they only use phone apps. So it depends. So Sasha, how are we doing on time? We keep going with the questions?
Yeah, of course, we can go ahead with the questions.
Okay, so you mentioned 4.57 billion have access to the internet. Apart from giants like Google, what are other efforts are being made to reach the remaining people who do not have access but need the internet to connect to the world of information? So basically, so I have a link in the presentation, and I think I would love to figure out how to share the slides as well. So people who don't have the internet, I think they will either find ways to get on the internet. For example, like there's a lot of internet in the libraries. So with the phones, a lot more, especially with the Android phones out there in third world countries, internet becomes more and more accessible. So I would say for folks who are not on the internet, eventually they all will be there. especially with the new generation. So like, for example, I have, two kids. My daughter, she grew up with technology, like since very early age. She's very educated on what the internet is and what things are. So I think, as things progress, as more new generation grows, then at that point we'll have more and more and more people on the internet. Yeah, I think the sooner that happens, the better it is. Okay, so those are the questions that we have.
So I think you've answered all the questions that were asked and in a beautiful manner. And it was great having you for this session. And it was great having you for this webinar. Thanks for taking out time for us. And so if you want to reach Alex, you can mail him or search him on LinkedIn at Right Balance, and you can find answers to your questions. Yeah.
Yep, that sounds good. All right, well, thanks everybody, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.